Next up, we have a real cornerstone of our community, First Baptist Church of Niceville. They've been around a long time doing wonderful things in our community, and this is no different. So representing First Baptist Church of Niceville, I have Eddie Herring, the Parakaleo Ministry, and Charlotte Smith from Military Family Ministry. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you here. First Baptist Church has been such an integral part of our community for so long. We always love to hear about what new is going on inside your church. So I guess we'll start off with Charlotte. What is the spiritual preparation for military, marriage, and families?
Well, our service members, men and women, are first-class trained to complete their mission.
Sure.
To do what they do, defending lives, protecting lives and our liberties. But they can also find that they're not very well equipped to face the challenges of marriage in the military. Military marriages face situations that civilian members may never confront.
Supernatural challenges.
Sometimes,
yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
There are tremendous stresses of sometimes the jobs that they do, particularly special ops. This area is very familiar with that, and that's a extreme stress for a marriage. The frequent and sometimes very long separations, and just being in dangerous situations.
Sure.
So we try to provide a supportive faith environment for the entire family. We try to help them prepare and give them practical ways to work on their marriage and their family life, ways to protect their marriage, and work on communication, dealing with the long separations, how to weather the unique challenges that military faces. We're familiar with the resources and services that are available to service members, military people. We're familiar with them and how to use them.
Sure.
We have care couples that are committed to supporting the couples that come, and we're a safe place for them to be.
Absolutely. What prompted First Baptist Church to come up with this ministry?
Well, we answered a call by the Department of Defense to stem the tide of suicides among military members. And that we went to 2 different conferences that were sponsored by Armed Services chaplains.
Mm-hmm.
The number of suicides among military people has exceeded the number of combat deaths in both Iraq and Afghanistan.
My goodness.
So we really felt like it was important for us to focus on basic, how to prepare the family to cope with what they needed to cope with.
Sure.
And thereby make them better prepared to deal with what they needed to deal with.
It sounds like a fantastic program. Now, is this program only open to your church members?
Not at all. We hope any military member or spouse, if couples can come, that's wonderful. If only one of them can come, that's also wonderful. And it's open to any military of any kind, association, reserve, active duty.
It has long been known that the divorce rate among military, especially deployed military, is extremely high.
It is.
And the suicide rate is not a new problem, but the magnitude of it is certainly brought it up to the forefront.
It is something the Department of Defense was, I think, surprised by when it came to be.
Well, God bless you, and thank you very much for reaching out. And when do you meet? How do folks find you if they want to become part of that program?
Well, we meet on Wednesday evenings. We have something for everybody Wednesday evenings at First Baptist, and we meet at 6 o'clock until 7:30. Parents, couples can come, or people can come. We start with dinner at 4:45, cooked by the best hostess in Niceville.
Yeah.
And there's dinner, and there's activities for every age level, childcare, everything for the entire time.
Charlotte, thank you for stepping in to fill in the need, because I know there is a great need there. And as always, First Baptist Church on the forefront of taking care of our community, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Now, Eddie, you got to tell me, parakaleo? Did we pick that name just so that people would have to ask you what parakaleo was?
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Parakaleo is a name of ministry that we've started here at the First Baptist Church of Niceville. Basically, it's a Greek word, and it means to come alongside and console and comfort. Mm-hmm. This group is for people in our area. It's not just for our church members. Anyone in our area, in our community, that has dealing with issues in their life, struggling with things in their life due to decisions that other people have made, whether it be a spouse or a child or even a parent. We have people of all different ages that come attend this group. Sometimes in life you're just dealt cards that you had no control over, right? That's right.
What can folks expect if they come to this group?
Well, when they come to this group, it's one of the fears that people would have would be the confidentiality of it, because they're opening up some pretty deep things in their life. So it is very confidential. It's very discreet. There's no roles taken or anything like that. When they come in, we sit around as a group and discuss and talk about what's going on in our lives. That's another thing that some people may feel a little afraid of doing. However, no one is required to talk. If they just want to come be a part of the group, they're welcome to do that.
Sometimes there's comfort in just knowing that there's others that are
Yes.
going through the same thing you're going through.
Definitely there is. And one of the main things we do is we spend time in prayer. And that's another thing that as a group we'll pray, but another thing is some people don't feel comfortable praying, and they shouldn't feel like they're being forced to do so.
Now, how is that different than seeking out a counselor, for instance?
Well, we are definitely not counselors. We're not trained to be counselors, and don't try to pretend to be counselors. Basically what we do in this group is as we discuss issues that people are going through, we're able to glean advice from others and how they may have dealt with their certain situations. And sometimes that can be helpful.
Sure.
But ultimately, prayer is the answer in this group, because we know that God is the ultimate counselor. He knows all that goes on in our lives. And He also knows the answers, so we just take everything before Him in prayer as a group.
Certainly, certainly. What should viewers do if they're interested in attending the group?
If they're interested in attending, they can contact the church. The information is displayed at the bottom of the screen. Call the church receptionist and just tell them you're interested in parakaleo, and if you can't remember the name, you can describe what you're talking about, and she'll know. She can give you the information, the basic information that you might need. We meet on Sunday afternoons at 3:30, and there is no ending time, but generally it's 4:30 to 5 o'clock, depending on the group and what people are discussing. It actually meets in the College Ministry House, which is right behind the church main office on 31st Street.
And we should mention that First Baptist Church of Niceville is also our October coffee sponsor, and it's going to be at the church as usual. And if you want an absolutely wonderful breakfast and come out and check out the church and check out the chamber all at the same time, it's a great opportunity coming up here in October. Thank you very much for all that you are both doing in your church, and thank you very much for what your church does for our community. It sounds like they really have a wonderful outreach on both Sunday and Wednesday, and I'm sure there's probably things going on all week long, aren't there?
Yes, there are.
Very busy.
Yeah, well, God bless you all. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We have the By the Bayou auction and wine tasting coming up, and you'll want to hear about the great details there, so don't go away.